time with Day and
Hello.
Jarellis, and this time I have
Hello.
tea. Hi.
Okay, I'm gonna start the
Cheers.
cheers before we have tea.
And I love your mug, the Rise and Thrive. That is awesome.
God, it's late at night.
I know. I'm
Whatever.
having what kind of tea are you having?
Strawberry black tea.
That sounds so good. I'm having black turmeric tea.
Mm.
Nice and healthy.
Turmeric is so good for inflammation.
Okay, well, this is episode 2, and in just our episode 2, we have gone through so much.
It is
Um,
not. Actually, we don't even know what's gonna happen with our backgrounds because this is our first time trying it, and to me it looks
yeah.
backwards, to her it looks good. So,
So this is
I
also
didn't.
new to us. We're hoping our backgrounds turn out nice, but at
Mhm.
least the image looks beautiful. So I think at least one of us is gonna look good, hopefully.
One of us is dyslexic.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Hopefully, not. Hopefully, it just looks
I mean, hopefully it's not both of us now. Just
good. Well, I did the sacrificial image. For me, it looks backwards. Yours,
yeah. I
actually,
mean,
yours looks backwards too.
for me, they both look fine. Yeah, but anyway, so this
We'll
goes with
find
the
out. We'll find out who's dyslexic,
exactly.
or if it's just Zoom.
This is the difficulty with doing something new, which we are
Mhm.
obviously doing. We're new to this, and but it makes us so excited.
Yes.
Um, like for the past week, we've been struggling internally with even sharing our podcast. So it's so exciting, but we're like nervous at the same time.
Yeah. So on my end, I feel like I could do a better job communicating,
Hmm.
and um, I just have self doubt when it comes to that. I feel like I messed up describing Jordan Peterson. I could have done a better job. I feel like I used some wrong words when I was trying to describe something like that, and I was just like, how embarrassing. But I think that puts pressure on me to be more mindful when I speak and pronounce things better. That's always been an issue with me. Like especially when I was in New York, I noticed I talk different. And I was like, I need to up my game.
What do you mean you
but
talk different though? Like in what
I,
way?
like, I hardly ever pronounce the G, like,
Oh, okay.
liking. Some people say liking, like stupid
Hmm.
subtle shit. But it's, um, gonna blame it on that English is my second language. No, just kidding. I'm gonna up my speaking game and my freaking communication skills.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you feel like self-conscious about this topic?
Um, everything. I mean, it's like we feel so free to speak our ideas, but now that we're freely speaking our ideas, we're like, do I share it? Do I
Oh
not
my
share
god.
it? And I like I don't even feel ready to share it. I mean, I don't have a lot of followers, but I have friends and family. And I shared it with my sister and she did see some of it and she liked it. But like I don't feel ready to even share it with anybody else or even say I'm doing it. I don't know why. It's like, do you the self-doubt, do you even want to hear me talk about anything random? I mean, I don't know, but I hope someone does. I hope I don't know. It's just that self-doubt, which I don't know why we have, but it comes with starting something new, I guess. And you said that you need to talk. I don't like whenever I hear my voice back, I don't like to hear my own voice. And I feel like I don't know, like I mispronounce things as well sometimes, and I'm like, okay, I just need to take it slow, maybe not talk so fast and just enunciate every single word. It's gonna take time.
And practice
Yeah.
over doing it. And we have to give ourselves credit for
Mm-hmm.
doing it.
Yeah.
I forgot what I saw today that it hit hard. It hit home because it was about like speaking the truth, like just not giving a you know what. If you feel something in your heart or in your mind and your intuition, whether you're right or wrong, and we will usually not speak on something unless we feel confident or read about or like, you
Mm-hmm.
know, intuition. It's intuition based. Um, so it basically was saying like you have to almost speak with confidence and not care what people are going to think.
Yeah.
And I think that helps me because that's what I am most self-conscious about. Is not even just my speaking, it's what we're saying, like what we're talking
Yeah.
about. Like that first topic when you're like, what's that book you're reading? I was like,
You
what
want to talk
book?
about that?
And then I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'll talk about it. It's fine. But I really truly feel that. And there's people that are not going to agree with me. And oh well, don't listen.
Yeah.
That's my I don't give up. That's it right there. If you don't like it, don't listen. You do not have to listen.
Yeah.
And so that helps me to be confident in what I'm saying. You know, that's a complete other point from my enunciation and like, yeah, communication skills.
I mean, but at the same time, I think it kind of opens the door that even if you don't agree, difference of opinion is not a bad thing. Just listen to someone's perspective. Like, okay, maybe we think differently than you do, but it's a good way to join the conversation. Like, for anyone that is listening, if you disagree with us, we want to hear why. Have a good conversation about it. Don't just criticize or anything like that. Why do you disagree? Like, I enjoy having conversations like that, having different opinions with other people. And I feel like that's kind of missing nowadays, though.
It is. And you know
Yeah.
why?
Why?
Because algorithms have taken over. So you
That's true.
really
Yeah.
see more of what you feel, think, and do.
You want to see.
And yes, it literally feeds it to you until your circle gets bigger, but with the same
Yeah,
opinions. And
that's true.
then I think COVID also like cut off a lot of people where there was a difference of opinion and people just stopped talking to people. So even if there were disagreements or differences of opinion, people still hung out somehow, some way. But
Mm-hmm.
now it's just like,
Yeah,
now it's just me.
that's
So,
that's a good point.
so
So I remember at the end of our last episode, we kind of ended on saying something scary that we did. I mean, this podcast is an example of that. Something scary we've done or that we're doing to step out of our comfort zone. And maybe we can bring up other examples of times we stepped out of our comfort zone, how it kind of made us who we are today and what it was. Do you have any examples? I mean, if you think about it, I mean, I know I have one.
I'm like, damn, my whole life.
Well, that's true too. I mean, my example is definitely running. I mean, I was terrified and I did everything by myself. And I'll never forget because I was at the time I was really overweight. So I was running to lose weight for the most part. So I'm like, okay, let me do something awesome. I had heard of the Disney half marathons and I'm like, well, it's Disney World. I love Disney and let me do that. So I signed up for the Princess Half Marathon. So excited. And then once it started getting closer and closer, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I can do this.
Pulled out.
Yeah, I was so scared. I was doing it by myself. Like nobody, I didn't know anyone that was running. I didn't know anyone who had done a half marathon before. So I'm terrified. And I seriously almost didn't do it. I almost didn't do it because I was so scared. And if it weren't for my sisters actually going to Orlando with me and actually staying at the hotel with me, I know I would have quit. I wouldn't have cared about the money, nothing. And they actually drove me to the race. I was there like shaking, so nervous. I think
Oh,
I was terrified. But when I crossed that finish line, like I can say it seriously changed my life. Like I am here talking to you because that moment really changed me. And I was so terrified. I'll never forget that feeling of how scared I was. And I was seriously shaking, but something that made me so scared today made me who I am, and it really changed me.
Mm-hmm. What was like what was terrifying about it?
I didn't think I could finish. I really didn't. And then
Oh.
yeah, I was so scared because Disney has sweepers, which means if you can't finish, they take you on a bus and you can't finish the race. And I didn't
The
prepare for
bus
it.
of shame.
It's not the bus of shame, but it kind of makes
People
it
running
feel
around.
it kind of makes it feel that way. And I had never run that far, and I was really scared. And I'm like, I don't think I can do it. I really felt I was not going to finish, that I'd be on that bus. And I remember looking up on my phone, like, do they really pick you up on the bus? Like, I was seeing if it was true, and they're like, yeah, it's true. So here I am,
That's so scary.
yeah, right. And I'm by myself. I've never done this before. So yeah, and then I
So
remember
how long is that then?
how long is it? 13 miles, 13.1 miles.
No.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And I remember when I was at mile 6, the guy was like, "You guys are 40 minutes ahead of the buses." And I'm like, "Yes." So, but yeah, I'll never forget that. I'll
Um,
never it was
imagine.
yeah, it was
What
quite an
about like
experience.
thirst?
Hmm?
What about like thirst? You get thirsty. 13 miles.
Yeah. Oh yeah, well they have like aid stations for water, and sometimes they have like the little beans, those sports beans. But yeah, there's water stations at almost every mile.
What's a sport team?
Um it like
This is
it
so interesting.
well, sports beans, like you know how Gatorade is, it has like electrolytes and it has like salt and all those minerals. Those sports
Mhm.
beans have like a lot of minerals to help you give you energy and replenish like minerals that you've lost while you're running. But this is all something I
Interesting.
didn't know. Like I remember
Yeah.
just like right now you're saying, what about water? I'm here, I'm thinking, do I have to remember holding water the whole time? Like where do I get
Yeah.
water? I didn't know anything. So it was an experience. And then now when I meet people who have never run like even 5Ks, like I love helping them because I'm like, I remember how I felt. I remember how scared
Mhm.
I was. So it's something that now with experience I love to help other people with.
The newbies get there with their water bottle.
Yeah. I mean,
You're like, where you gonna put
I actually
that?
I get questions like that from people. They're like, "So do I need to carry a water bottle the whole time while I'm running a half marathon?" I'm like, "No, they have aid stations. That's what they're there for." But these are
Are they,
questions I had.
yeah, are they far? Like every mile, every five
Usually
miles?
it's usually about every mile. Usually about every mile.
That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Mhm. And Disney's amazing. So if anyone hasn't run Disney, I highly recommend it. It's one of the best races. I love it.
So what park is it? I
Uh,
think this episode is gonna be about you. Oh,
well,
this is interesting.
Well, if you get me talking about running, I'll talk the whole time. Well, it
Mhm.
depends on the race. The princess is Epcot and Magic
Magic
Kingdom.
Kingdom.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's the magical thing about Princess, because you run underneath the castle and you run around Magic Kingdom.
Mm.
But yeah, the other races, it depends on the race. The marathon is all the parks. You run through all of them. Yeah.
So that's the one that you did last month, or
Yes.
was that this month?
Last month, yeah, I did the princess.
So how many years is that? Like from
I've
your first to last
I've
month?
done princess. Let's see, that was first time. I think 4 times I've done princess. Yeah. It'll always be special to me because that was my first half, and that's what really got me into running. Like, I mean, you see, I can go on, but
Yeah, I
I mean,
know.
because before Princess, that was the year that I wasn't working. So
Mhm.
I didn't have a job, and I felt like kind of like lost at the moment. So, you know, I had to run, and after Princess, it made me love running, and I wanted to run. And I'm like, okay, in order for me to run more, I actually need money because these races cost money. So that's what really got me into applying for jobs. And it's because of how I felt then that I have the job I have today.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
right. I mean,
It's like
that's
I got a job to pay for my running.
exactly. And that's why I say that running seriously changed my life. I mean, some people may not understand that, but sometimes when you find something you really love and are passionate about, it changes you, and running really did that for me, and that's why
What are like the costs, more or less,
of
of
races,
them?
it depends on the race, but you can go
Like
for like a
the
5
most,
the most
uh
expensive,
no,
Disney,
economic or like the most expensive?
Disney races. Well,
So
okay.
you aimed high from the beginning.
Well, let's see. Okay, like for example, I can do a 5K for like $15, depending on the race and how early you sign up for it. Disney, the Dopey, which is all the races, the 5K, 10K, half marathon, and full marathon, cost close to $700. So it gives you an idea of how much
Oh,
races could be. Yeah.
no.
Yeah, they're expensive. It depends on where you race and how big the race is.
You did the New York
I did in New York,
Marathon?
yeah.
How much
Yeah.
is that?
That one was like 250 about.
Not bad.
No,
And you
those
have to
aren't bad.
qualify?
You have to qualify, but they also have a lottery that you can get in by lottery. And I got in by I they had an option where you can run the full marathon virtually. And if you do it under 6 hours, or was it 6.5? One of the two, they give you guaranteed entry for the next year. So that's how I got in. Yeah.
That's nice incentive.
Mm-hmm.
What about, did you, I don't recall, or maybe you wanted to go overseas for one?
I almost did. I was supposed to go to Berlin. I had
Okay.
gotten into Berlin, but then 2020 happened. And yeah, it's sad.
What is that race, since you know everything about this, that they go through like different countries?
They
Like,
go to different countries.
yeah, like they cross different countries when they're running. I think it's through mountains or something.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I'll
it might,
spell
it
it wrong
might,
because I don't know what
it sounds like it's a challenge, probably some challenge race where they go to different countries and different areas. That's what it sounds like, but I'm not sure.
I wonder if I'm thinking about that TV show. It wasn't I forgot the name of it. It was like some crazy race, whatever. Anyway.
Oh, The Amazing Race.
Mhm.
Oh, that's The Amazing Race. They're not running her.
I don't know. It
I
was
love that
very
show though.
entertaining,
But
right?
yeah,
I
yeah,
remember that.
they run to
Sorry.
different countries, not like in different countries.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
I love that show. That show's awesome.
They still did that. They still do
Yeah,
that.
they still do it. They did, I think last season was like last year or something.
Yeah,
So
I'm
what
gonna join you
so
one
what
day.
ab- what about you? I mean, I can talk about running forever. So what about you?
Something that I did that I was scared to do and it changed my life.
Or even something that you were scared to do. That even something, I mean, it doesn't have to be anything huge. I mean, look what you mentioned last time. You said last time going to a yoga class by yourself was so different.
Yeah, I took on a challenge to
Mm-hmm.
do things on my own because I was so codependent. Growing up with my sister, I always had my sister, but then I had long serious relationships, so I always had him. Um, I want to say the most recent thing, I guess, would be going to New York.
Yeah.
It was scary to leave home because, for one, I just got my passport last year in August, so fairly recent. It hasn't even been a year, so I haven't traveled much, and just uprooting my life and leaving to another state, starting a new job and a new relationship was pretty damn brave. It was pretty
Yeah,
damn brave.
I agree.
But I was like, all I have to do is my best. That's it. I remember I would let go of so much pressure by just thinking that. Like life is always gonna change. That is the only constant in life is change. And God says all you have to do is do your best. And I was like, I can do anything then. If
Yeah.
I just have to do my best, that's it. And knowing me, that I'm kind of like a perfectionist, I'll look up things that I don't know, I'll figure it out. So I was like, I'm just gonna do my best. And if there's always people that offer a lending hand, or if they're good people, and if they're not, then I know my way out. Like I felt like always I would be okay. Um, yeah, and it definitely changed me. Now I literally feel like I can live anywhere and do anything. I think I reached a really high high. I know I could get there again, and I know I could surpass that. And then I've been in my low lows, and it's fine. It's not scary anymore to try to have a control over your life. Literally, you're fine. Don't mind my sister. I guess I'll keep on super funny.
Yeah, that is really scary. I remember when I was there for the marathon and just going through the subway, and here you're telling me, "Oh, just take the train." And I'm like, "Are you crazy?" Like, there's no
I'm
way
taking an Uber.
I'm like, I cannot figure this subway thing out. I'm like, there's no way I'm taking this thing by myself. And you're here like, oh no, I'm just taking this train. I mean, just figuring that out and going there by yourself, that is really brave because there's no way.
The subway is serious.
Yeah.
The subway is serious.
Hmm.
So luckily, the city runs. It's really like narrow on the map, so you're either going uptown or downtown, and that's kind of like where you can see, like if you take the queue, you go, the queue uptown or downtown, and then if that line doesn't connect the full way, then it'll put you on a station where it connects to going further down or towards Brooklyn or whatever. But it takes time to figure that out. And I remember I got on, I forgot what line, and I was supposed to be going west, and I ended up in Brooklyn. I just saw the windows go, like I was going over water, and I was like, oh no, oh no, I'm supposed to be like by Central Park. Why am I going over water? And I was like, oh no, it'll be fine. I'm gonna get off. Let's say that was the W. I'm just gonna get off, cross over to where the W is going back this way, because wherever the hell I came from, I can get back. Like, at least it's that simple. All
Yeah.
right, let me tell you. So I'm like, yeah, I'm on the W going that way. So by the way, I'm probably saying the wrong one. So I cross over, and the train on the other side has an L, let's say, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not taking the L because I don't know where the hell the L's going, but it's the opposite train, so it should be going the same way, right? And I started thinking now, like, well, I'm not gonna get back in because I don't want to keep going that way. I need to cross over. So I start walking that way, and every time you leave, you gotta pay, your fare. And
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, it was the W. Where's the W that goes the other way? Turns out, yes, you're underground. Sometimes there's more stairs going to a lower level. I'm like,
Oh
how much
wow.
lower how much lower can it be? And I'm like, I, I was told to not look like you're lost. So you're just walking confidently, like you know where the hell you're going, but you really don't know. And you're just like looking for that W to pop up because you see like numbers and letters, and all of a sudden it's like JKILM, and you're like, where the fuck does the W go? And there's like homeless people, and you don't want to look
Mhm.
lost. Depending on the time of day, it gets worse. And you're just like going this way. The homeless guy's like, and you're going back this way, and he's like no, I'm not. No. Keep going. Just pretend you're on you're on the phone. So
Mhm.
I finally found the W, and it was like pointing down. And I'm like, what the hell? I looked, there was another staircase and people going down. So I'm like, okay, let's go. I found the W, it said uptown or whatever. So I got back. I got back. I saw myself crossing the water again, and I was like, hallelujah. I swear I would just get off and walk home because I know at least if I'm on,
Mhm.
New York City Island, like I know how to get there. But it's terrifying.
Yeah,
It's terrifying.
it
So
is. I give you so much props for doing that because that is so scary. This no, not me.
I learned by getting lost.
Mhm.
Oh, the worst part was that I was supposed to be meeting my coworkers at a grand opening, like a restaurant of the boss's friend, and we were all going after for like food and drinks. And I'm here going to Britain Brooklyn. To Britain Brooklyn. I'm like, so sorry. I think I got on the wrong, and they're like, it's okay. We've all gone through this. You know,
Yeah.
that's how you learn. And I'm like, this is so embarrassing. So yeah,
But that is how you learn,
uh,
and that's kind of exciting. That's a story to tell.
yeah. But you don't want the pressure of these
Yeah.
courses.
Well, we
But
have
then,
2 more minutes, so
oh,
yeah, I know. This one felt like it went by really fast. If we have any
yeah.
closing words?
Hmm. I think I think the only constant in life is change. And as long as you do your best, you can do anything.
Yeah.
And you went, to your first race with those intentions, and you were gonna try your best, whether you made it or not.
Yeah.
And same for me. And we just got to keep that present when we're engaging
Mhm.
and gonna do something new.
Go out and do something scary. That,
That's very
yeah,
just do your best. If it isn't enough,
exactly.
it wasn't meant for you.
Exactly.
Sorry
That's
for the
true.
attitude. But you know I mean it.
That's the attitude we're taking right now with what we're doing. It's scary, but we're doing our best. We're doing what we can.
Yeah. Alrighty.
All righty. Well,
Until
thanks
next
for joining
time.
us.
Mhm.
Bye.